All right, in this video, we are going to be talking about a new little update added to Grand Peace Online. It seems like they've been doing a lot of these every now and again, which I'm kind of happy to see. A lot might be an overstatement, but we have received, it's a little late. I know that it's a few days late, but I don't really care. I'm still going to report on it because people aren't really playing Grand Peace Online. So this might, nudge people in the right direction, or, I wouldn't call it the right direction, but nudge people in the direction of playing the game again. Or, just inform them in case they didn't know, since people clearly aren't playing the game, because I'm sure you've seen the plethora of videos saying the game is dead, yada yada this, yada yada that. Anyway, let's get straight into it. FOU released something in the update logs, and he already published it in the game, and it is a new type of Kraken called the Great Kraken. So let's just read it. Removed Sea Beast from the second sea, so you can no longer get Sea Beasts at all in second sea. It'll only be Krakens, which is really nice because there's no point in having Sea Beasts in second sea. Honestly, their drops all become obsolete once you've been to second sea, so there's no real point in having them. Then he goes on to say, made Krakens spawn much more commonly in the second sea when you have a higher bounty. Made Krakens spawn much more commonly in stormy waters. And the two above combined make Krakens spawn instantly if you have max bounty in a rough sea, which is really nice to see. Being able to pull normal Krakens all the time instantly, if you don't have their drop somehow, some way by now, you'd be able to get them, and also grinding devil fruits through Krakens will also be possible. Made it so players can only have one single Kraken chasing them at a time. It's a patch for Kraken stacking. Makes sense. It's not intentional, so okay. And here's the big one. Added Great Krakens. I don't really know what Great Krakens look like. Again, I've never seen anything on this. I've just read this, and that's what we're covering. Added Great Krakens. If there's a group of players in the stormy waters, the Kraken's health is buffed for each player near the stormy water area and given a small damage buff. The chance for dropping a rare plus fruit from a Great Kraken is 100%, which is not to be confused saying that you'll get anything better than a rare for 100%. It's saying that a rare at the bare minimum is guaranteed, and I don't really know what that means for epic, legendary, and mythic fruits, if their percentages are boosted, or if they're the same, or if rares just simply added the percentages of common, so just negate common and replace it with a rare percentage in addition to the pre-existing rare percentage, and then mythic, epic, and legendary still have the same percentages. I don't know if it's like that or not, but regardless, if someone would let me know if they have boosted epic, rare, and epic, mythic, and legendary percentages, please let me know. I don't know if they're the same or if they're increased. All I know is that rares are guaranteed. And then it says each player has a separate Great Kraken cooldown, which insinuates obviously that Great Krakens have a cooldown, which wasn't stated before for some odd reason. What that cooldown is, again, no clue. But depending on what that cooldown is, this could be a very optimal and really good way of just getting devil fruits now. For people who maybe are sick and tired of dungeons, who think marine ship farming is very inefficient, then this seems like a very solid way to just get devil fruits. I really heavily doubt it's better than dungeon farming. It may be. Again, I seriously doubt it. Somebody would have to do side-by-side speed comparison on when they pulled devil fruits, because you got to remember, at the end of the day, it is still a percentage that a Kraken will drop a devil fruit. It's not guaranteed, as it is with a dungeon. So if your luck is bad, you might not see a devil fruit for a very long time in comparison to a dungeon. With no matter how bad your luck is, you will always see a devil fruit after a certain amount of time. You know when you're gonna get it. That's always been the nice consistent thing about dungeons. There's not really much to say on this, other than the fact that it's a brand new way to get devil fruits, which is always nice. You love to see it. But as well as this update, we actually did receive something else that I would have to pull up, but while I'm doing that, I will say what it is. They added something that people have wanted for a very, very, very long time. Not a super long time, but if you don't know, Sages has been, he's another GPO YouTuber, Sages has been really rooting for them to add Goro flight to Grand Peace Online, and they've been kind of weird about it, not really giving him a solid answer, I think. And recently, by recently I mean yesterday, they added Goro flight, which is a T skill added to the Goro moveset, and it is a very, 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 very good flight move. If I can find footage for it, I will. I'll put it in here, and pretty much it's very similar to Peak of Flight. I don't think it has any wind up or any like end lag or anything. And you just enter a state of lightning and you can fly around. I don't think it has a cooldown. I think you can fly around forever or like a duration on it. It obviously probably have a short cooldown. But it's very similar to Peak of Flight, except for the fact, here's the kicker, except for the fact that you can control it. Unlike Peak of Flight, which as we know is the fastest flight in the game, other than if you get very skilled at using Ito flight, or Ito swinging, I guess, Peak of Flight goes in a straight line, which kind of sucks because if you have to turn, if you miscalculate where you're going, you're going to have to stop flying, wait for the cooldown, and start flying again, which can be pretty annoying. Goro Flight doesn't have that issue. You can just make a full 180, turn right around, which is really, really, really good. I think Sage has tested it, and you can use it in PvP with no problems. So I think it's going to be really annoying and make for a new wave of runners, which is gonna really suck if we're being honest. Again, I'm not 100% sure on this Goro Flight stuff. I only realized they added Goro Flight recently, but hey, 2 small updates within the span of a week within the span of like half a week, actually. So I think it's like 4 days, is really, really, really nice to see. I don't know if it's really going to get back the GPO fan base. What I think they have to do is do a big update to get people back and then keep doing the consistent updates, because after the game is already dead, it's going to be kind of hard to win people back with just some quality of life change updates like a new Kraken and a Goro Flight. You know, both of those things are going to only affect a very small percentage of the fan base. So I can see what they're doing. I can see that they're finally listening, and we're on a really, really, really good track. But I just don't think that this is going to win people over, if we're being honest. I don't think this is going to get people to bring the game back to life, to revive it again. I just think that this is one small step in a very, very long sprint to a finish line. You know what I mean? I think we're going to be going on this track for a long time before we see any real progress. Again, I think we are going to need to see update 5.5 or update 6, or like some big event to bring people back, and then they can keep this up. But this is definitely, I'm not complaining about this. This is definitely a good place to start. I'm very happy to see that they are making, you know, an impact, trying to get somewhere at least. So, I mean, yeah, I kind of ran out of things to say here. Videos, I think, might be on a little bit on the shorter side. I'm not sure. So yeah, Goro Flight, new way to get devil fruits. Great Krakens seem pretty cool. Great Krakens could be a broken way to get fruits. I'm not very sure. It depends on how long the cooldown is, which I haven't really tested. Go give it a try. Hop on GPO. See what's up with the Great Krakens. If you have Goro Flight, farm Great Krakens with Goro Flight. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.